Welcome to the Geeks special. We haven't done one of these in a while where we just actually went to the movies and reviewed a movie.
Yeah, no, we have.
Been a long time,
It's been a
and
long time.
and and it's been a long time since all three of us went to the movies. And as you can see, only two of us are here today. So this is Lil,
This is Sean.
and we're going to be discussing the Marvels.
Yes.
So for those of you who have not been with us before, you know what? We don't even need a rating system. We're going to rate the movie the way we rate it, hero to zero, and we're going to go there.
I'm
So,
pretty sure we may agree on this one.
with that, Carol Danvers gets her powers entangled with those of Camilla Khan and Monica Rambeau, forcing them to work together to save the universe. Starring Brie Larson, Tiona Paris, Imani Vellani, Samuel L. Jackson, I'm going to butcher her name, is Zoe Ashton, I believe. That's Tom Hiddleston's wife.
Yes.
And then a bunch of others. I mean, it's very uh, minor cameo roles for a lot of other people. This movie is short. This is a shockingly short and fast movie.
It is. It is. I mean, yeah, it's short. It is short. It's
It
definitely
is.
one
I
of the
mean,
shorter Marvel movies.
which again, yeah, you're right. For a Marvel movie, it's very short. But overall, I mean, I'll go. I'm going to give this a high sidekick.
We are going to run the spoilers, but we'll put that spoiler
Yeah.
tag in there.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a high sidekick.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I had fun. I thought the team worked well.
Mhm.
I think my son said it. My daughters loved it. They loved every bit of it. They liked everything with. They loved. I think Ms. Marvel stole the movie. Camilla Khan in this movie was fantastic. But I also think this is probably the best Captain Marvel we've gotten in Brie Larson being Captain Marvel, and actually a good story plot for her. There's good little threads. It's not a perfect movie. I liked Monica Rambeau; she was fine. Everything else around it was just a plot device for the three of them to be together. Like the villain of the story, mediocre at best.
Didn't mean shit.
It reminded me of Thor: The Dark World with the villain, not the movie itself, but just the villain. How it was like inconsequential. The villain wants to do this big thing, to do this thing,
So
and
pointless.
all we care about is just our three leads, how they interact. But I had fun with it, so I'm going to give it a high sidekick.
I am going to agree with you. I was on hero territory for a minute then, but I'm not going to lie to you.
You know,
I really enjoyed the transformation and the back and forth. I thought that was exceptional and it worked so fucking well. And I'm going to say it, and Steve is going to kill me, that Brie Larson did a fantastic job as Captain Marvel this time around.
I agree. I think, and we'll get into in spoilers. There's a couple of lines here where I was just like, wow, and it kind of ties in when we talk about Loki, when we do our Loki review, you know, like glorious purpose, right? Like what happens when you have that burden.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, especially watching Loki and then watching this.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Like it was teetering. Like I think for me, like the only reason it's just knocked down is just the villain. Like, and I like the actress.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
It's just like
the villain had no. It just was blah. It was a very blah villain for the impact of the story. The villain should have been someone we knew who it was. And I know the character is actually a character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but she's only the character's only been in 3 comics.
Exactly. They should have had. I would have loved to see like a Nihilus or some other character that we haven't seen that is like, oh shit. You know, that kind of.
I agree. Or figure out a way with the crazy time streams and all this stuff going on. You bring back Ronan, bring back that the Kree somehow reincarnated Ronan, the Accuser, some big Kree. Because with Captain Marvel in this history, it's a Kree, right? Or something with the Skrulls. I don't know. I mean,
it could have been it could have been such a better villain. Like
there's a lot of cosmic villains out there that they could have brought in.
there is that could have been used, and it just worked. And that was to me, that was like I was like, oh man, this fell flat. Like, and she didn't do she didn't do bad, but her what she wanted was it's like I've seen it before. It's like I don't care. I don't care about what you do. But that being said, all three of them did a fantastic job. I actually liked their characters. I did not like uh, Rambo's character in
In
which
one division, yeah,
in what did
yeah,
not like.
I remember that
I was like, if I don't see her again, I'm fine with that. This time, I'm like, oh shit, she did a great job, and she did a fantastic job, and I enjoyed all of it. Kamala Khan. I can't say how much I love her as Miss Marvel. Like I love her as Miss Marvel. I think she did a fantastic job. I think the MCU should focus a lot more on her going forward, and we will. But like I had fun with it. I had fun with it, and Brie Larson again. I'm gonna tell you, she did a fantastic job. And I gotta say it, it's the script that what it was from Captain Marvel to now. I think it was just way better, I was very enjoyable. I was enjoyed by it, loved it.
awesome. All right, well let's get into some spoilers.
Yes, let's play that spoiler tag.
So this movie, I hope you enjoy the new spoiler tag.
Yes,
This movie just starts, right? Like it's
yeah,
just there's no it's just we're right into this thing. We've got all three of our leads
yeah,
all doing different things, and then it's just like in the trailer you see Monica, reaching for the energy.
yeah,
Captain Marvel's doing the same thing, and they're entangled. And what we find out, the entanglement is because of the bangle that
yes,
Miss Marvel has,
right,
which is a cool plot device for them, and I think it works uh, in the sense that they left Ms. Marvel with missing one bangle and trying to find the other
that
bangle.
that worked so fucking well. I was wondering how they were ever going to get her a second bangle. That worked so well. I was like, oh, you know what? I like this. This works for her because we get to see her second bangle at this point, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I love I loved Miss Marvel's entrance because it was from the ship.
I knew you would.
I fucking love that shit, man. the animation, the cartoon drawing, I was like, I love that. Like that's what I missed from the final episodes of Miss Marvel. I think that kind of fell flat was that they did not include the animation. And I
Yeah,
wish you kind of would have included it for her. Like I wish it was more like Lizzie McGuire in many ways.
I got
But
you. I got you. Yeah.
that take on it, like I love that part. Like I just enjoyed it, and then that jumped right into, boom, and then Miss Marvel was, I guess, she was. I guess, what was she doing? She was trying to walk away or something like that. Like she
No,
was,
she was laying in her bed, remember?
yeah,
And then because it was the end of Ms. Marvel, they
oh, Miss
actually
Marvel, yeah,
threw it, yeah, which is cool because sometimes you see those end credits or the stingers or anything, and they change it a bit. Like they
yeah,
give it to you, but then they change it. And like this is nope, the exact same scene.
exactly
Like where
same.
she breaks into into her bedroom, busts through the door.
Yeah,
And then I love her parents here,
yeah.
like blaming
This whole,
her.
although this whole 30 minutes, whatever it was, great, fucking great.
Yeah, it was a good opening. Yeah, and then it's weird too because I think we watched Secret Invasion and then seeing Fury here, it's like two different characters.
Yeah, I told you, yo, it is so different. It's like, what? Okay.
It's like, is Secret Invasion supposed to be happening after this movie or before? Because it makes no sense. Either way, it makes no sense.
No,
But
it
I
doesn't.
think I think everybody just wants to forget Secret Invasion. Like they have those, like let's just move on. Like that happened, we're moving on,
I
and
agree.
that's fine. But it was just seeing Nick Fury was cracking jokes, being serious, swearing. doing his thing the whole movie, and
It
I
still
liked it.
wasn't Nick Fury though. Like it wasn't. It's like a more subdued Nick Fury. I
It's
guess.
weird because he's like this in the Captain Marvel movies, but he's not like this in the Avengers Winter Soldier movies, right? Like he's more like
Way more
Winter
serious.
Soldier, super serious, super, got man of mystery, right? Like that scene in Winter Soldier where he's hiding in Cap's room, where he got shot, all this kind of stuff's going on.
Right.
Here, just like, oh hey, Goose is hugging the cat and everything, loves it. Like it's just so different.
On that note, great tie back at the end though.
Yes.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, so it's very it goes very quick. We find out that Darben, that's the villain, is opening up jump points, which is cool that they're giving these jump points that even Shield or Sword is using the jump points.
Yeah, so
Everybody's using jump points.
I'm so kind of weirded out by what she was doing. Like I get it, and it's like I guess, but the intention was like she wanted the power of the sun. Am I correct?
Well, she wanted, but it's not for her. So
Right,
so
right, right. But was
yeah.
she taking that from other? Because it didn't seem like she was taking that from other planets. Like she was just taking air from the other planets or
Well, she
something.
did. She took. So as Captain Marvel was saying, it is that every place that Captain Marvel called home, which we find out here, like in this big 30-year gap, she spent time all over the place. I mean, she's married,
Yeah,
you know, even
which
though even though she seems like she's got a little relationship here going on with Valkyrie as well. That cameo showed up, to help the scroll. Again, it's just cameo. So now the
wasn't
scrolls are
needed
back on
though.
her. Again,
Yeah,
this is the other thing too. Like now the scrolls are back on Earth because after Secret Invasion, like the president like didn't want anything to do with the scrolls. So I'm like, how is this? How is this happening? But
I,
again,
yeah, it's messing
we're
me up.
not gonna go in the scroll thing. We're gonna forget Secret Invasion.
Okay,
But you see this huge timeline that she's had, Captain Marvel's had, and because when she went and destroyed what it was it was the Supreme I
oh,
can't
the
think of the Supreme
supreme
conscious
being wasn't it? It was
yeah,
supreme.
Supreme consciousness. I can't remember that. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts now.
Oh,
I did like that scene though because they actually showed, because remember in the first one it was Annette Bening was they were using her as the voice of that, but I like that they had the full multi-faced head,
face.
AI thing there that has the consciousness of all like
Yeah,
Kree life. Um, so she destroyed that, and by destroying that, it caused this power vacuum, which caused this war, which then caused basically the
sun too.
death of the planet. So
Yeah,
this, because they were in such war because everybody was fighting with themselves. The air became toxic. There was no water. The
yeah,
sun went out. So like all natural resources were gone. So what Darben was doing is basically opening up jump points to areas that had multitude of this. So
yeah.
she went to the scroll colony, um, and basically, and even they did name drop that skull colony in Secret Invasion.
I
Um,
I couldn't even remember. I didn't remember. I was just like, oh, so we're getting scrolls again. Cool, I guess. And now we're gonna take them back to Earth again. Like, what? Do you not learn from your mistakes? Like, huh?
yeah,
Okay, I guess.
it is what it is. They need to bring the scrolls back fully evil at some point, and they just need to keep them around. But so she was stealing the air, because
Yes.
then they had that thing where everybody was wearing masks, and then they could take their masks off, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I
Now
realized that
now
now.
I'm understanding. So then that planet that's 99% water, she's gonna steal the water.
Right.
So and then our sun on Earth, and again, it's all places that Captain Marvel, has an affinity for, and
Mm.
she's going to take those to punish her and to gain back their
Well,
power.
they kept calling her the world bringer or
And the Annihilator.
the annihilator. I
Yeah.
was like, that's crazy
Well,
shit.
because it
But
was
then
her
yeah, you
action.
go back and look, you're like, oh, okay, well, she did kind
And
of
I think that's what I liked about this story for her was the fact that she felt super guilty of the mistakes she made, right? Like she made these mistakes and she basically in a sense exiled herself
Yes.
because she is super overpowered if she does something crazy like she
Okay.
did,
So she's
destroy the
unstoppable.
planet.
She's unstoppable. Like I'm convinced that she's unstoppable. Like you
Well,
can't stop.
but that's not true because the Bengal stopped her powers. The Bengal neutralized her. Ben was able to absorb everything that she
It
had.
did, but it didn't though. Like she
So
was still
I'm
unstoppable.
thinking Captain Marvel might, not Captain Ms. Marvel might actually be able to, with both Bengals,
Be maybe stronger.
hold her own. Like,
I would. Well, definitely, I think she can. Like her
and
powers are a little bit.
I think now, and we're jumping everywhere because we're not going to go completely through this. It's so brand new, but I
Yeah.
think everybody should watch it. But now we've introduced the X-Men here officially. So
Oh well.
they need to bring Rogue into this, and I
Yeah, but
think by doing the Rogue storyline with or Rogue and Captain Marvel, you
mhm.
can depower her a bit instead of her being so overpowered.
Is it? But is it the X-Men officially though, or is it
A
a
version of the X-Men.
version of the X-Men?
I mean, it's going to be because it's going to be, we're doing Battle World, we're doing Secret Wars, we're doing something, so it's going to be X-Men, you know.
Huh.
But
We'll talk
so
about that at the
yeah,
end. We'll get to that at the
so
end.
I mean, basically, she was stealing all of that stuff, and they had a fight at the end, and that's it. Darben
Yeah,
died. I mean, it really is it. I mean, you see some of the fight in the trailer, which
the singing world. I didn't like the singing world. The singing world was.
I
I was
didn't
like,
I didn't mind it. I did think it was funny as hell when she all of a sudden had a dress in the Captain Marvel and started doing her dance with her husband.
yeah, it was.
I was like, well, that's kind of crazy. She's a Disney princess now because she's a princess.
Oh shit, they could. They'll definitely have a hot toy of that one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know. So let me ask you a question.
I didn't mind
So
it.
yeah, I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me. Like it
You know what?
was.
You know what? It wasn't super crazy. It was 5 minutes,
It was. It was
and
only.
then they had a pretty decent war on that. There was some fight between their
Oh
soldiers
yeah.
and everything on that planet,
Well,
and I was like,
I do love the fact how Kamala Khan was like so enamored with Captain Marvel, but she started to learn that Captain Marvel has her flaws, and
yeah,
Captain
she's not
Marvel
perfect.
can't do everything that she wants her to do because you just can't do it.
Yeah,
And
it was big on that creep on the Skrull planet, right?
yeah,
When she couldn't save everybody, and she was really you could
upset
see it.
about it.
You could see the change, even though she's still fangirling out about her, which is funny because like she's us, right? Like if we were there with a bunch of superheroes, what would we be doing? If I was in a room and Spider Man and Captain America were in that room, I would be flipping out like a real Spider Man and Captain America. Even if it was Tom Holland and Chris Evans, I'd be flipping.
I don't know. I'd be like, oh shit, that's cool. I don't have the power, so fuck them. They ain't paying my bills. Uh, uh, again, like when still Kamal Khan when they were in the singing world, she had that option of, oh, I'm gonna go get it. And Captain Marvel has a lot of she puts a lot on her back to make sure that everything is right, but sometimes she's so wrong. But Kamala Khan realizes she was like, I can't let you do that. So she hit the buttons and like
Yeah,
like I thought that was a really good thing. And I love also when they were on the ship together and they started learning how to work together.
yeah. The
I thought that
montage
was I thought
where
that
they
was
were,
great. I thought the montage was fucking great. I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the part where they actually mind melded themselves together, like, and we got to see things that we didn't see before, and then they kind of put shit together from this and that, and like that really worked. They really worked and kind of helped them tell their own story too.
yeah.
You know,
So yeah, no, I thought that was great. It was a great scene. It was a data dump, right? Because we got the info that she did come back to see
it did.
Maria die, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. But it was good. It was good. It was
yeah.
like I liked it. Um, yeah, and then like we said, our Ben was defeated.
One thing though that fucking bothers me
Uh,
so fucking much is the age of Captain Marvel and fucking Monica Rambeau.
Well, she doesn't age because she's got the Tesseract power. But I
Is
get
that what that is? Is because
yeah.
she
I
doesn't
mean, she's
age.
30. She's been 30 years. She doesn't age like we like because she was in the Tesseract. Gave her all that power. I don't think she ages like we do.
Okay. So it was fucking me up, but I forgot also there was the blip, but the blip doesn't count because she was still older then.
Right.
So
It was it was only 5-year difference, but yeah.
yeah, it just don't. It's just so the age. It just
Because she sees her as a little kid, even though what she calls her Lieutenant Trouble, and she's like,
yeah, and they look
basically she's like, I'm a grown ass woman,
grown
that's
ass woman. They same age. In real life, they probably the same age.
basically, yeah. So
It's weird. That's like okay. So I'm just assuming that she just don't age. I'm like, all right, that works, I guess.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. She doesn't age because the Tesseract powers, I mean, she got power from an Infinity Stone. I don't, I,
Yeah.
I don't think she's basically godlike abilities now.
It
So
just, it just, that was
it's
the only thing that was bothering me. I
it's
was like, they're the same damn age.
yeah, it's kind of like Superman. So all right, so let's get into the end. The end. So at the end, Monica basically sacrifices herself and gets thrown into an alternate dimension.
Yes.
Um, and then
But wait. We
we
jump
get
in. We didn't
to
talk about the cat part where the
yeah.
cats just ate everybody.
Well, I mean they're a pocket dimension. Every cat, every flirkin, when they
Yeah.
swallow something, it's a pocket dimension, and that was a smart thing. They couldn't
That
fit
was
all those
so
people.
crazy.
They're herding cats for a good 10 minutes.
I actually loved it. It actually was really, and the cat, this movie, the cat was a goose,
Yeah,
had a personality. They
I agree.
gave that cat a personality.
We saw in the beginning too. The cat was making coffee. The
Yeah,
cat hit the coffee button, had the coffee going. I was just like, all
crazy,
right.
crazy. All
So
right, jump into the end. Go ahead.
yeah, jumping to the end credits. We get the first kind of before the credits start. It's a throwback to Iron Man 1, where Camilla Khan is now
Awesome,
doing the Nick Fury role. She's sitting in
loved it.
and Kate Bishop comes in and she it basically invites her to join the Young Avengers. We don't know for sure, but
I
it's got to
assume
be
Young
it's got to be the
Avengers,
Young Avengers.
of course.
Especially because she drops that. Did you know Ant-Man had a daughter?
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting. Now it's we'll talk about it on the main show. So if you guys go back and listen to that, we'll probably talk about who we think will be on the Young Avengers.
Hmm.
Because it's I don't know how big that team's going to be. So
I don't know either, and I don't know any Young Avenger males yet. So, are they gonna
well they introduced what's his
Iron Patriot or was it Patriot? I
yeah,
guess.
it's
Or
Patriot. Yeah, I mean he was there, so we'll see
yeah,
if
but are they going to
he
use that same character? Maybe not. Was it Young T'Challa? We may get Young T'Challa, I guess.
maybe. Yeah, that might
Maybe.
be that might not be a bad one. And I'm sure there'll be others to introduce. So who knows?
I would like to see like Jubilee. Like if they're going to do Young Avengers, they might as well just add fucking X-Men to it too. But I doubt it. They ain't going to do
Why
that.
not? So speaking of X-Men, so then the big end credit scene is Monica Rambeau waking up, seeing her mom freaking out. Her mom's just sitting there and like just looking at her like she's nuts. And then fucking Kelsey Grammer walks in. And the greatest CG model I could ever hope for Beast appears on screen.
I agree.
He looks so 90s X-Men.
He looked very 90s X-Men.
So blue.
It works. It didn't look like there was no prosthetics. It was just all CG and it worked.
It was one of the best. Even though it was nothing and then he name drops Charles needs to know more about this. This is impossible what you just did and again this is the lead up to Secret Wars, man. This is it. This is what's going to happen.
X-Men.
We're going to have hero teams battling each other to save their universes. This is what's going to happen, and then you're going to have a multiversal Avengers team, probably at the center of it.
Who's going to direct this movie? That's what I got to know. Who is going to be the director?
The only person I can see that can handle this right now is probably like a Sam Raimi, because he's a fanboy, and if they get Tobey Maguire to lead that movie with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, it's got to be Sam.
Sam Raimi or the Russo brothers. That's the only
Oh,
people.
okay. If the Russo brothers would come back,
They'll come back for that.
it would be the Russo brothers. So
I put money on they'll come back. I don't know who can handle this shit. Like I don't know anybody else can handle like such a huge task
it
of.
is. It's massive.
You gotta have at least 4 directors, like just ready to team up and go together and go. Fucking bring back John. Bring John back. I know John can handle it.
For sure. Yes. Favreau can help out. You know, Happy Hogan can have a role. You know, bring him here. He could be somebody's chauffeur.
Yes.
But we'll see. So we get Beast, and then they unveil that Maria Rambeau in this universe, who was Captain Marvel, but like in the comics, Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel at that point in those I think it was late 70s, maybe early 80s X-Men books, turned into Binary, and she had the
I have
Binary
no
suit.
idea who Binary was.
So yeah, it was basically she got more radiation, which unlocked mutant abilities, and her Ms. Marvel abilities with the mutant abilities turned her into like even more godlike powers. Yep. And so she became Binary for a while, and
we're running late. We gotta jump off.
So yeah, so there you go. That's our review. We're gonna talk more about it on the weekly show. Yeah. But hopefully you guys like this little snippet that we did with our review of it. And hey, you know, it's a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie. For the people that are bashing it, that's the worst movie. I don't know what they're expecting. But there you go. So that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for listening. This is Alil.
This is Sean. Make sure you like, subscribe, and watch.
And keep it geeky.
Yeah, keep it geeky. Boom.